Welcome back to Jamyy English. I'm Jayz.
And I'm Amy, episode 9.
And today we are going somewhere. Literally.
We're talking about transportation, getting around in an English-speaking country or city using public transport, taxis, ride shares, the whole world of moving from A to B.
This episode connects back to episode 3, where we talked about asking for directions. But today we go deeper, because knowing left and right is one thing. Actually navigating a bus system, buying a train ticket, understanding announcements in a station, that's a whole different skill.
And it's a skill that gives you independence. When you can get around on your own in a foreign place, something shifts. You go from feeling like a visitor to feeling like you belong there.
That feeling is real. I remember the first time I navigated the London Underground alone. Map in hand, slightly confused, but I got where I needed to go, and I felt incredibly capable afterward.
For me, it was the Paris metro. I had a moment where I just looked around. I'm on a train, in France, heading exactly where I want to go, and I figured it all out, in English and a tiny bit of French.
A tiny bit of French goes a long way in Paris.
It does, but English helped even more. Okay, let's teach.
Let's start with buses, because the bus is often the most accessible form of transport. It's affordable, it covers a lot of ground, and it's used by everyone.
In most English-speaking cities, the bus experience starts with finding your stop. A bus stop is where you wait. There's usually a sign with route numbers and sometimes a timetable, a schedule, showing when buses are expected.
Key vocabulary at the bus stop. Route, the number or name of the bus line. Which route goes to the city center? Does the 42 bus stop near the museum? Timetable or schedule, when buses run. What's the timetable for this route?
Frequency, how often buses come. How frequent is the service? Do buses run every 10 minutes? Or you might hear, buses run every 15 minutes during peak hours. Peak hours means rush hour, the busiest travel times, usually morning and evening on weekdays.
When the bus arrives, you get on. In many cities, you pay as you board when you get on the bus. You might use a card, an app, or cash. Do you take contactless? Is this an exact change only bus? Exact change means you must have the precise amount. The driver won't give you change back.
You might also ask the driver, does this bus go to Oxford Street? A simple yes or no. Or, can you let me know when we reach the National Museum? You're asking the driver to tell you when you arrive at your stop. Many drivers will do this, especially if you're clearly a visitor.
On the bus, listen for announcements. The next stop is, this bus terminates at. Terminates means the bus ends its route there. It stops running. Passengers for the airport, please change at Central Station. Change means switch to a different bus or train.
And when you want to get off, in the UK, you press the stop button. You'll usually see a sign that says stop requested when someone has pressed it. In the US, you might pull a cord or press a strip along the window.
If you're not sure when to get off, excuse me, can you tell me when we get to Paddington? Or set your navigation on your phone and watch. I'll get off at the next stop when you're ready.
Getting off the bus, you say, back door please, if the driver needs you to open it for you, or simply move toward the exit as the bus approaches your stop.
Now, trains. And trains are where the vocabulary gets a bit more specific, especially because train systems vary a lot between countries.
Let's start at the ticket machine or ticket office. You might approach the desk and say, I'd like a ticket to Edinburgh, please, or 2 tickets to Brighton, please.
Then comes the question, single or return. Single means one way, you're only going in one direction. Return means round trip, you're coming back. A single to Manchester, please. 2 returns to Oxford, please.
The next question is, which class? Standard class is the regular seats, what most people use. First class is more comfortable and more expensive. Standard class, please, is the answer for most situations.
And off-peak or anytime. Off-peak tickets are cheaper but only valid outside of rush hours. Anytime tickets are valid on any train at any time. Off-peak is fine, we're not in a hurry. Or, anytime please, we need flexibility.
Once you have your ticket, you go to the platform. In most European stations, you check the departure board, a big screen showing trains, departure times, and platform numbers. The 1047 to London King's Cross departs from platform 5.
Key departure board vocabulary. Departs, leaves. Arrives, gets there. On time, running as scheduled. Delayed, running late. Cancelled, not running at all. The 1420 service is delayed by approximately 15 minutes.
If your train is delayed and you need to make a connection, a connecting train you're switching to, you might ask a staff member, "My connecting train leaves at 3:15. Will I make it?" Or, "I've missed my connection. What are my options?"
What are my options is a great phrase in any travel disruption situation. It's polite, forward-looking, and it invites solutions rather than just complaints.
On the train itself, finding your seat. If you have a reserved seat, the reservation is usually shown on a small screen above the seat or on a paper in the seat back. If someone is sitting in your reserved seat, "Excuse me, I think this might be my seat. I have a reservation for coach C, seat 42.
Polite but clear. Have your ticket ready. The person will almost certainly move.
The train announcer. You'll hear announcements while on the train. The next station is York. York, next stop. Passengers for York, please prepare to alight. Alight means get off. It sounds formal, but it's standard train vocabulary.
The buffet car is open and serving hot and cold refreshments in Coach D. Buffet car is the train cafe. You can buy food and drinks. Refreshments is a formal word for food and drink.
And very importantly, we apologize for the late running of this service, an apology announcement. This happens a lot in British train travel. Ha.
It really does. The British train system and I have a complicated relationship.
Let's do a quick role play. I'm at the ticket office at a UK train station.
Good morning. Where are you traveling to today?
Good morning. I'd like a ticket to Cambridge, please.
Single or return?
Return, please.
And when are you coming back?
This evening, probably around 6 or 7 p.m.
Off-peak return would work for that. That's £17.50. Would you like standard or first class?
Standard, please. Actually, sorry, is there a fast train or does it stop a lot?
The fast service takes about 50 minutes. The stopping service is just over an hour and 10.
I'll take the fast service then. And which platform does it leave from?
Platform 4. Your next train departs in 12 minutes. You have plenty of time.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Have a lovely trip.
Right, key phrases from that. Single or return. You'll hear this every single time you buy a train ticket in the UK. Know your answer before you get to the window.
Off-peak return, the cheaper option for flexible travel. Very useful to know.
I asked a follow-up question mid-transaction, is there a fast train, and used actually sorry to soften the interruption. Very natural and polite.
You have plenty of time. Reassuring phrase. Plenty means more than enough.
And the lovely British closing, have a lovely trip. Very warm.
Now let's talk about the subway or underground. In the US, it's usually called the subway or metro. In London, it's the tube or underground. Same concept. Trains running below the ground.
The subway vocabulary overlaps a lot with regular trains, but a few differences. Lines. Subways are organized by color-coded lines. Take the red line. Change to the blue line at Central. Change or transfer means switch from one line to another.
Direction. Because lines run in two directions, you need to know which way you're going. Which direction is this train heading? Or you look at the signs that say the final destination of the train. If you're going to a station in the middle of a line, you need to know which end of the line is in your direction.
Mind the gap. This is probably the most famous London Underground phrase in the world. It's the announcement reminding you to be careful of the space between the train and the platform. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. It's become a cultural icon.
Stand clear of the closing doors. The announcement before the subway doors close. Don't try to force them open. They will close on you and it is embarrassing.
Huh. Speaking from experience?
I said what I said.
Exits. Most subway stations have multiple exits, often with different street names or landmarks. Exit A leads to the shopping mall. Exit B is the east side. Pick the right exit and you come up street level exactly where you want to be.
And if you need help on the subway, there's almost always a staff booth or intercom button on the platform. Excuse me, can you tell me which line I need for Waterloo? Last section. Navigation apps. Because honestly, in 2026, most of us use our phones to get around. But even with Google Maps or Apple Maps, you need to understand the English instructions they give you.
The app will say things like, in 300 meters, turn left. Meters, distance. 300 meters is roughly 300 yards, or about the length of 3 football fields.
Take the second exit at the roundabout. A roundabout is a circular intersection. You enter it and go around until you reach your exit. The app counts the exits. First exit, second exit, third exit.
Keep right for 2 kilometers. Keep right means stay in the right lane or path. Merge onto the motorway. Merge means join a larger road from a side road. Motorway is the British word for highway or freeway.
Your destination is on the left. Your destination, where you're going. You have arrived at your destination. Those 4 words are the best words in travel.
And if you get off track, recalculating. The app is finding a new route for you. Don't panic, follow the new instructions.
A few useful phrases if you're asking a local about using transport apps. Is Google Maps reliable here? Do the buses run on time mostly? Is there a better app for local transport? Local apps like City Mapper in London or Transit in North America are often more accurate than Google Maps for public transport.
Is the subway safe at night? This is a question many travelers have. In most major English-speaking cities, public transport is perfectly safe at night, but it's fine to ask locals for their honest opinion.
Amy, before we move to the lightning round, I want to add one more thing. Accessibility on public transport. Because this comes up and it's useful vocabulary to know.
Yes, good point. If you have mobility needs, or if you're traveling with luggage, or if you're traveling with a stroller, there are specific things to ask and look for.
Is there a lift access at this station? A lift is an elevator. Not all subway stations have them, and knowing which ones do can save a lot of trouble.
Is this carriage accessible for wheelchairs? Carriage is a train car. Or where is the accessible entrance? Accessible means designed to be usable by people with disabilities or mobility needs.
I have a large suitcase. Is there luggage storage on the train? Some trains have dedicated luggage areas. Is there a luggage rack? A rack is a shelf or space specifically for bags.
And for buses, is this a low-floor bus? Low-floor buses are easier to board. The floor is closer to street level. Very helpful with prams. That's British English for strollers or pushchairs.
These questions show awareness, and they get you the practical help you need. There's nothing awkward about asking. Transport staff deal with these questions all day.
One more. Is there a quiet carriage? On many long-distance trains, there's a designated carriage where people are asked not to make phone calls or play loud music. If you want peace on a long journey, find the quiet carriage.
The quiet carriage is one of civilization's greatest achievements.
No argument from me.
Amy, I want to spend a moment on something that a lot of travelers overlook, the language of transport disruptions. Because things go wrong, trains get canceled, buses don't show up, your connection is missed. And the moment everything falls apart is exactly when you need your English to be most reliable.
Yes, this is survival English, and it's also where I've seen people completely shut down, not because their English is bad, but because panic takes over.
So let's prepare for the worst-case scenarios now, calmly, so that if they ever happen, you already know what to say.
Scenario 1. Your train is canceled. You go to the information desk or find a staff member and say, "Excuse me, my train to Edinburgh has been canceled. What are my options for getting there today?"
The staff will usually offer alternatives, the next available train, a replacement bus service, or a refund. A replacement bus service is exactly what it sounds like, a bus that covers the train route when the train isn't running.
Will my ticket be valid on the next train? Valid means accepted, usable. Sometimes your ticket is only for a specific train and you need to confirm it works on the next one. Can I use this ticket on the 3:45 service?
If you want a refund instead, I'd like to claim a refund for this journey, please. Claim means to formally request something you're entitled to. Is there a compensation form I should fill in? Compensation means money back or credit for the inconvenience. Many rail companies offer this automatically for significant delays.
Scenario 2. You've missed your connection. I've missed my connecting train to Bristol. My original train from London was delayed. What can you do for me?
The key phrase there, what can you do for me? It's direct but polite. It puts the responsibility on the staff to find a solution, which is genuinely their job in this situation.
Scenario 3. Your luggage hasn't arrived on the carousel at the airport. First, wait until the carousel stops completely. Sometimes bags are late. If yours still isn't there, "Excuse me, my bag hasn't arrived. This was flight BA204 from Singapore. Where do I report a missing bag?"
They'll direct you to the baggage claim desk or lost baggage office. You'll need to fill in a property irregularity report, a formal record of your missing bag. You'll need your flight number, your bag description, and a contact address.
Can you give me an estimated time for when my bag might arrive? And will you deliver it to my hotel if it comes in later today? Most airlines will deliver a recovered bag to your accommodation at no extra cost.
These situations are stressful, but notice, every single phrase we just used is simple, short sentences, clear requests, polite but direct. You don't need perfect grammar in these moments. You need clear communication.
And one final mindset point. Transport staff deal with disruptions all day. They are not annoyed by your question. They are there to help. Approach them with a calm, polite request, and you will almost always get a helpful response.
Even in the most chaotic stations, even on the worst travel days, calm and clear gets you further than frustrated and perfect.
Vocabulary lightning round. Transportation edition.
Ready. Single or return?
Return, please. I'm coming back this evening.
What does off-peak mean?
Cheaper tickets valid outside rush hours, not during the busiest commute times.
The train is delayed.
Excuse me, my train is delayed. Will I still make my connecting service?
You're on the wrong train.
Excuse me, does this train go to Birmingham? I think I might be on the wrong one.
The subway doors are about to close.
Stand clear of the closing doors. Don't run for it. There's another train in 2 minutes.
You've arrived.
Your destination is on the left. You have arrived. Best words in the English language.
Agreed.
Homework. This one is about planning, not doing, unless you have a trip coming up.
Think of a destination you'd like to visit, real or imagined. A city, a place, anywhere. Now, plan the journey there using only English. What transport would you take? What would you ask at the ticket window? How would you ask which platform?
Say it out loud, even if it's a fantasy trip. "I'd like a return ticket to Tokyo, please." Your brain is practicing real scenarios.
And in the comments, tell us, which city's public transport system do you think is the best in the world? We want to know what you think.
Hint, Amy has a strong opinion about Shanghai's metro.
I assumed.
It is objectively excellent. That's all I'll say.
Tomorrow, episode 10, and we're going to talk about something that has completely changed in the last 10 years.
Ride shares, taxis, and getting around by car. Uber, Didi, Grab, how to communicate with your driver in English, what to say, how to handle the ride from start to finish.
It's a quick one, but it fills in the last piece of the transport picture.
Thank you for 9 days with us. 9 episodes. You're building something real.
Let's learn, speak, and grow together.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.